Thank you very much, Mr. Deputy Speaker, and I'm very pleased to be able to speak in this bill because London Luton Airport employs a great number of my constituents, and the town of Leighton Buzzard and the villages of Heath and Reach, Billington, Stanbridge, Chilsworth, Eaton Bray, and in particular Whipsnade, Studham and Kensworth are all overflown by planes coming into land at London Luton Airport. Indeed, I see them from my own garden, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I was also delighted to learn on Friday that London Luton Airport are able to claim up to £8 million from the Airport and Ground Operators Support Scheme. That is much needed and very good news for our area. I initiated the Westminster Hall debate on the work of the Jet Zero Council on the 14th of October last year, and it was during my research for that debate that I realised the contribution of airspace modernisation to the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions from aviation. And I've met with the Airspace Change Organising Group, who first alerted me to the fact that flight paths are now part of our critical national infrastructure and are indeed, as the Minister said, highways in the sky. I would be grateful if the Minister could confirm, however, that they will get the money they need to finish the job. I think the matter may be with our friends at the Treasury, and if he wants some assistance with that, I'm sure we'd all be delighted to give him a hand. But if we get airspace change right, there are huge benefits to be realised. As the Minister said, aircraft frequently fly further than necessary on routes that follow suboptimal climb and descent profiles, burning more fuel and creating additional greenhouse gas emissions. The environmental benefits of getting this right are enormous. Aircraft will be able to fly more direct routes with quicker climbs to energy-efficient cruising altitudes and later descents to help reduce emissions, as well as provide opportunities to reduce the noise footprint on the ground. And that will be hugely welcomed by many of my constituents, as indeed will the work of Dame Anne Dowling's Silent Aircraft initiative in Cambridge. Upgrading our airspace is a key part of building back better and contributing to a cleaner recovery for the UK economy. Current forecasts show that modernising airspace in the UK offers the potential to reduce future aviation emissions by up to 20%, a fifth, by 2050, which is one of the most substantive contributions. And it's also crucial for supporting the UK's economic recovery from the pandemic. It will ensure that our future air transport networks deliver the necessary resilience to shocks and the efficiency to underpin aviation's vital role in driving the UK's global connectivity and economic recovery. For the millions of passengers who will return to the skies in the future, upgrading UK airspace will help prevent potential delays, reduce congestion, make travel easier and more efficient for us all. And as the Minister said, and it bears repetition, failure to take action would mean that 1 in 3 flights arriving or leaving an airport is likely to be delayed by an average of half an hour by 2030. And that would be 72 times worse than it was in 2015 and will be very damaging for passengers, businesses and the environment. The Airspace Change Programme will also strengthen the sustainability, resilience and competitiveness of regional air travel, which serves towns and cities throughout the United Kingdom. Regional air travel is a very important enabler for a balanced economic recovery, empowering local tourism, business and international trade. Now, I want us to get to Jet Zero as soon as possible, which is why the work of the new Whittle laboratory in Cambridge and companies like Zero Avia, based in Bedfordshire, which completed the world's first hydrogen passenger flight last September, are so important. And sustainable aviation fuels obviously play a key role as well. The Airspace Change Programme will also enable the United Kingdom to be able to integrate seamlessly into the global system. And it's essential to accommodate unmanned aircraft systems and electric urban mobility aircraft as well. But I want to ask the Minister about the UK's plans for satellite air traffic control. As I understand from Dr. Adam Cavaletti of the Whittle Laboratory, that aircraft can now be tracked anywhere in the world by orbiting satellites, which recently was only possible when they were close to a land-based air control. Specifically, this means that aircraft can be actively rerouted, allowing them to use the jet stream more optimally and to avoid areas where aircraft-induced clouds are most harmful. The separation between aircraft over the oceans can also be reduced, which would allow planes to use the jet stream more efficiently. What is really important is that these changes could significantly reduce the climate effects of aviation in the relatively short term. Now, the relevance of these new possibilities is that as the government now owns OneWeb, it could be used as a global aircraft tracking constellation. This would allow the United Kingdom to show leadership in tackling climate change while capitalising on our investment in OneWeb. I'm aware that the UK National Air Traffic Systems are already pioneering a similar approach with a Canadian company, Aerion. If the UK has first mover advantage with this satellite technology, we could create a lot of jobs, which has never been more necessary as we emerge from the pandemic. And I'd be very grateful if the Minister could address this issue in his closing remarks.